Hello, guys. Welcome back to Coleman Studio Podcast. This is Coleman, and we are on episode 2 of our series From Peer Pressure to Life of Purpose. In my last video, we talked about how your friend circle determines your future. And many of you commented and DM me saying, "Oh, Coleman, I want better friends. I want to be around successful people. I want to be around motivated people. I want people that could help me grow." But here's a question nobody wants to ask. What are you actually bringing to the table? See, most of us have this backwards. We want rich friends who can buy us things. We want connected friends who can open doors for us. We want wise friends who can give us like an amazing advice. But we never ask, what are the values I'm bringing to their life? So today, I'm going to expose the biggest mistakes people actually make in relationships. Expecting everything while giving absolutely nothing. But by the end of this video, you're going to understand why the most successful people in this world operate in one simple principle. You give first, then you receive. If you're ready to become someone that high-value people actually want to be around, make sure to subscribe, because this conversation is about to change how you approach every single relationship in your life. So let me paint a picture for you. I bet you know someone like this, or maybe it's even you. You know, they want a friend who's going to pick them up everywhere because they don't have a car. They want a friend who's going to pay for their meals because they're always broke. They want a friend who's got connections to help them find a new job, and they want a friend who got wisdom to solve all their problems. When that friend is going through a tough time, they are nowhere to be found. When that friend achieves something great, they feel jealous instead of celebrating. Here is what I learned from my experience. This approach doesn't just fail, it repels the exact people you want to attract. Successful people, wealthy people, wise people, they didn't get where they are by giving their time and resources to people who only take. They got there by surrounding themselves with other people who add value to them. I remember when I used to think, man, if I could just be friends with this successful entrepreneur or this person, I have all the connections in the world and my life is going to change. But I got this all wrong. I was thinking about what they could do for me and not what I could do for them. That's mindset is what kept me around people who were just as broke as I was and directionless as I was, because that was all I was offering. The energy of someone who needed help, not someone who could provide it, and you don't want to be around that energy for long as someone who has built yourself up to a standard. Where the Bible completely flipped my understanding of relationship. If you open to your books of Luke 6:38, it says, "Give and it shall be given unto you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap." Notice the order. Give first, then it will be given to you. This isn't just about money. It's about value. It's about time. It's about energy, skills, support, everything. The principle is simple. If you don't give, you're not going to receive. You don't receive what you need, you receive what you give. I learned this principle the hard way. There was this guy I really wanted to be friends with. He was really successful, had his life together, seemed like he could teach me a lot. So I kept trying to hang around him, hoping some of his success would rub off on me. But you know what I was bringing to that potential friendship? Nothing but need. I needed advice, I needed connection, I needed financial wisdom. What was I giving? Complaints, empty conversations, nothing. Of course, it didn't work out. Who wants to be friends with who's always talking and never giving? That's when I realized, if I want to attract people who have something to offer, I need to become someone who has something to offer. The most valuable people in the world didn't start valuable. They made themselves valuable through sacrifice, hard work, and developing skills that others needed. And if you ask yourself, what does being valuable actually look like? What does it mean to be valuable in a relationship? What are successful people looking out for in a relationship? First is skills and expertise. If you're really good at something, marketing, photography, music, writing, cooking, whatever, that's value. People want to surround themselves with people they can learn from. I started getting invites to different circles when I developed my content creation skills. Suddenly people wanted to know how I edited my videos, how I grew my social media, how I had confidence to do what I had to do. And I went from being someone who needed help to someone who could provide help in one way or the other, not just content creation. The second is connections and network. When you know people, you become valuable to others who need those connections. Here's the key. You can't just collect contacts. You need to build real relationship that could genuinely recommend people to. You need to build a real relationship that you can genuinely recommend people to. The third thing is resources and access. Maybe you have access to certain opportunities, events, information that other people don't. Maybe you work somewhere that has resources others need. Maybe your family has connections in some certain industry. Don't underestimate that, what you have access to. The fourth one is energy and support. Some people bring positive energy that others want to be around. They are encouragers, they celebrate wins, they provide emotional support during tough times. Never underestimate the value of being someone who makes other people feel better or feel good about themselves. You can see this on social media about some people, they just make other people feel happy. Then the fifth one is loyalty and reliability. In a world where people are so fake and unreliable, being someone who keeps to their words and shows up when they say they will and stays loyal through difficult times is extremely valuable. It's underrated actually, but here's what most people miss. You can't fake these things. You have to genuinely develop them, because once you fake it to be obvious, you have to become someone who has actual value, not someone who pretends to have values. Now, here's the part that separates the successful from the struggling. That is the sacrifice principle. If you want valuable friends, you have to sacrifice first. You have to give before you receive. You have to add value before you extract value. Let me give you some example of how this works. You want a mentor, don't just ask them to teach you for free. Offer to help them in something they need. Maybe it's just social media. Maybe it's just you go to their house and just help them with one or two things. Maybe it's just a research for a product. Maybe it's just being an extra set of hands to their events, just helping them carry things around. You want a business connection, start by connecting with other people. Introduce people in your network who could help each other. Become known as someone who makes valuable introductions or connections. You want friends with money, don't just ask people or ask them to pay for your stuff. Instead, find ways to make them save money and help them make more money with your skills and knowledge. And what do they do in return? They will be so glad to give you that money or financial help whenever you need it. You want wise counsels, don't just take advices, implement it and report back. Show them that their wisdom is actually changing your life. Wise people want to invest in people who use their wisdom and not waste it. It's just like talking to somebody. After talking to the person goes around to do another thing. The next time the person is going to come around, you're not going to give as much value to the person because the person didn't understand what it meant for you to carry that much of knowledge and for you to transfer it to the person. I remember when I first started taking this approach seriously, I stopped asking, what can this person do for me? I started asking, what can I do for this person? And my relationships completely transformed. People started inviting me to stuffs, events, introducing me to their networks, offering me opportunities, not because I was taking from them, but because I was adding value to their lives. So the principle is just simple. Sacrifice first, receive second. Give first and receive second. Serve first and be served second. So we're going to talk about the real world application. Let me even get more practical with you. Here is how you can start applying this today. First, you have to audit your current relationships. Make a list of all your close friends and ask yourself one thing: what am I giving to this relationship versus what am I taking? And I want you to be completely honest with yourself. If you're taking more than you're giving in most of this relationship, you found a very big problem. The second thing you need to do is to develop a skill that other people need. Pick something you're naturally good at. It could be anything. Become excellent at it. It could be graphic design, photography, writing, cooking, maybe fitness, financial planning, whatever. But become someone who can actually help others in that particular area. And the third thing is start small with giving. You don't have to give first. Maybe it's just sharing opportunities you come across with your friends who could benefit. Maybe it's just offering help to someone to move or watch their kids, or maybe it's just being someone who listens when they need to vent, And the fourth thing is being consistent and reliable. In a world where people are just flake and disappear, being someone who shows up when they say they will is incredibly valuable. If you say you're going to do something, just do it. And fifth is celebrate others genuinely. Don't just celebrate when it benefits you. Celebrate your friends when like it's your own win. Support their projects, share their content, recommend their services. Be someone who makes others feel seen and valued, And here is the key. Do these things without keeping scores. Give just so you can receive. Give because that's who you want to be. Someone who adds value in every room you're going to enter. So right now I'm going to talk about the mindset shift. The biggest mindset shifts I had to make was going from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. The scarcity mindset says, I need to get mine first. I need to protect the little that I have. I can't help others because I barely have enough for myself. But the abundance mindset, it says, when I help people, I win too. When I make other people happy, I'm happy too. When I add values to other people, value comes back to me multiplied. There is enough success and opportunity for everyone. That's the mindset that changed everything for me. Instead of competing with people, I started collaborating with them. Instead of being jealous of their success, I started learning from it instead of trying to contribute to them. And you know what happened? The people I used to take from started becoming my supporters, because when you become someone who gives value, valuable people wants to be around you. But before we wrap up, let me give you some warning signs that you're still operating in that taking mode. You only reach out to people where you need help or need something. Your conversation is always about your problems, your needs, your struggles, money, all that. But you rarely ask for theirs. You really care about them. You feel entitled to people's time, money, resources without even offering anything in return. And you get upset when people can't help you or don't respond immediately to your requests. You're always looking for shortcuts instead of developing your own skills and your values. You celebrate your own wins loudly but stay silent when others succeed. If any of this sounds like you, don't feel bad. Just recognize it and start changing it. The fact that you're watching this video means like you're ready to level up. Listen, becoming someone valuable doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes effort and intentionality. But here's what I promise you. When you start operating from a space of giving first instead of taking first, your entire social cycle will transform. You start attracting people who are givers, not just takers. People who wants to see you win and you want to see them win. But here is the challenge that comes with this new mindset. And this is what we're going to talk about in our next video. What if you're currently surrounded by the wrong people? What if your current cycle doesn't appreciate the value you're trying to bring? What if you need to walk alone for a season for you to find the right people? Sometimes becoming valuable means stepping away from people who don't value what you bring, and that takes a very different kind of courage. Next week, we're going to be talking about the power of walking alone, why sometimes isolation is preparation for elevation. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, because this series is about to get real, about the loneliness that comes before the breakthrough. Until then, start asking yourself, what value am I bringing to my relationship? And your future circle depends on your honest answer. This is Coleman from Coleman Studio Podcast. And remember, you can't expect what you are not willing to give. So see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.